Welcome to Real Science, hands-on experiential learning for kids. These lessons are appropriate for children as young as 4, as young as 94. Each lesson presents a hands-on experiment, a way to think about solving problems, and a way to understand the science. The experiments and demonstrations will cover everything from space science to symmetry, physical chemistry to food science, ecology to evolution, and much more. To help understand the structure of science, lessons will emphasize themes or storylines in science. These themes are the system, what are we talking about, and what are the parts that make up that whole. For a basketball team, the system would include the court, the ball, the power forward, the center, the refs, sometimes even the fans. Size is another important part of the story. How big are the parts that we're talking about? This helps us visualize the parts and how they relate to each other. Pattern is a critical theme that helps you to understand and predict how the system works. Cause and effect helps tell the story of what's going on in the system. How does what the ref is doing affect the players? How does what's going on with the center explain what the other players are doing? Structure-function relationships sometimes allow you to see just from the shapes of something why and how it works. If you can describe how the shape or structure helps with the function or purpose of an object, you can be sure your understanding is good. It is important to understand if you are thinking about the energy or the matter in both in each situation. Are we discussing the object's movement, its ability to move other objects, or its mass? And the last theme is whether or not the system is changing. We like action-filled stories, so we're likely to talk about dynamic changing systems, but we may be talking about a static, stable system. These lessons will also be very clear about how to do science. We will carefully practice using the tools of science, asking questions, writing a good hypothesis, designing and doing experiments, and interpreting the results. The last thing I will do in every lesson is to give a recap, what we did and how we thought about it. I will ask you every time to discuss what you did with a trusted adult or a friend. The more you talk about science, the more it becomes part of your life. Today's was not an active lesson, but we learned about the 7 very important stories or themes that we'll see again and again in science. We learned about size, about systems, about patterns, stability and change, structure and function, matter and energy, and cause and effect. And we also we talked about the 4 important scientific skills: asking questions, writing hypotheses, designing experiments, and analyzing experiments. Please also visit the Educational Resources page. During this time of isolation, everyone still needs to be learning. Follow the link to find a page with some free resources and some subscription services. For next time, Lesson 1 is lifting with balloons. You will need 2 to 5 helium-filled balloons with strings attached, 2 pieces of paper and a pencil, and a group of small objects like paper clips or beans to act as cargo for the balloons. See you next time!